Hello, everyone. I am Eric Mkander, Head of Management of Phantom Corporation.
And I'm Laura Starr, Head of Propulsion at Aurora Space.
And welcome to today's webcast. Today, we are launching Aurora 2. Today, we are launching our first of 5 launches of Junolinks. Today is also a very important launch, as we will be attempting a landing back at the launch site, and also we will be trying to recover the fairings for them to be reused on the next launch. Last launch, we have had successful booster splashdown in the ocean, marking a big milestone in Aurora 2's development. We are coming back with a refined trajectory, making us save fuel and time, and also landing at LZ1, our landing zone, that will be home for Aurora 2 boosters. The fairing on Aurora 2 are also different from the ones we used before. This is the second fairing design, making Aurora 2 able to launch bigger payloads.
Today's payload, Junolink 610-2, is our first launch of 5 Junolinks by Fusion Space. They are satellites that communicates with other spacecrafts. We are launching the Group 2 satellites.
This month will feature 2 of our most important space vehicles launch. Yes, during March 22nd, we will have the launch of Phantom 1, our space station aboard Kuiper Space's Horizon launch vehicle, and the same day, we will launch Aurealis, our crew capsule, for its Demo 1 mission, uncrewed of course, for it to dock at Phantom 1.
Aurora 2 fueling has been completed. Stage 1 at flight pressures.
As we said, today we are reusing the fairings. If successful, we will reuse them aboard the Huracan 7 launch that will also need this type of fairing. We won't have any live video of them landing, but we will of course post the video on our X account.
Mission Control, please be advised that we are going to go through a go, no-go poll ahead of today's flight at T-2 minutes.
And as always, we will go through the go, no-go poll.
Mission Control is going to have a separate poll for booster landing at LZ1.
Attention all Mission Control, this is Launch Director. We are going through our go, no-go poll, propulsion,
Go.
propellant,
Go.
range,
Go.
LD go. Aurora 2 is go for launch.
And we are now go for launch. Aurora 2 will fly once again. If we launch on time for Flight 4, it will give us a cadence of 4 launches per 2 months, which is our goal.
Aurora 2 is in startup.
The booster feed on today's launch is going to be quite bad. We are currently experimenting with PHANTOMsats, and we will only be receiving video from PHANTOMsats to see how good they are.
Let's hope today's launch is also as successful as the other 2. We are also announcing our partnership along with Turbothrust Space, a new company that is currently developing their Vortex small lift launch vehicle. We will be helping them with development and also launch webcasts.
Stage 1 engine show.
We are less than a minute before launch. The booster during landing will first start with 5 engines, like last time. But after it slows down enough, it will switch to 3 engines, like we originally planned in the renders. The landing burn is also way shorter than before. Aurora 2 will vent excess fuel during entry to make it lighter and give us a bigger thrust-to-weight ratio. Enjoy the launch. We are T-minus 30 seconds away from liftoff.
Stage 1 and Stage 2 at flight level. Water on. Then 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Lift off. Tower clear. Pitch over maneuver started.
Propulsion is nominal. Vehicle programming within range.
And Aurora 2 is going to space once again. Beautiful liftoff, and we have 16 out of 16 engines lit. Our next major event is Max Q. maximum aerodynamic pressure. Mission control says everything is going good. Coming up on MECO and stage separation. As always, the booster will be waiting a little bit before doing its flip and start the boost back burn.
MECO and stage separation. Second stage ignition.
And stage separation. The feed from the booster seems to be doing good for now.
Fairing separation confirmed.
What an amazing sight from the fairings. Don't forget that they will re-enter Drew and land using parachutes for them to be reused. We can see the booster now doing its flip to prepare for boost back burn.
Boost back burn startup.
And we are on the way back to the launch site. Booster is still go for an LZ-1 landing.
Coast phase cutoff.
We can see the 10 Junolinks. What an amazing sight. The second stage still have to raise its orbit before payload separation, so we won't have separation today.
Boost back burn shutdown.
And the booster is now on its way to LZ-1. Looks like the video feed coming from Booster 3 is quite unstable. This doesn't mean that something is wrong.
Entry burn startup. Engine relight. Entry burn shutdown.
And we are on our way to booster landing.
Second stage cutoff. Please wait for the final call out. Nominal orbit insertion.
And for the third time, Aurora 2 has successfully inserted itself into low Drew orbit. It will still need to do orbit raise burns to get in the target orbit. We are now waiting for landing burn, which will happen in 30 seconds.
Ground team is seeing the booster coming back to land. It's doing quite a sharp correction at the moment.
It is why we installed two strakes at the bottom. They provide lift to the booster so it can correct its trajectory during descent. We can see the booster.
Landing burn startup.
and the booster is now on its way back to land.
Did you hear those sonic booms and engine rumble? We can see the landing legs deploy, and we are switching to 3 engines. And we have landed.
What an amazing sight!
For the first time, we have successfully landed a booster back to the launch site. Big congratulations to the Aurora Space and Phantom Corporation teams for making this possible. Oh, and also, first try too.
Here are shots we took from our drone. Look at how centered the booster is.
What an amazing sight. Everything seems to look good on the booster right now. We will be testing the booster to see if there are any damages, and the condition it is in before being able to reuse it. We probably won't be reusing this booster, but the next booster that will be landing might be if everything is going to our expectations. We are not going to be reusing the booster next launch, as even if we had flawless operations, we do not trust this kind of maneuver with very sensitive payloads. Next launch, launching a Pocket Drew. We will be having the first ever flight of Aurealis and docking. It will be the first launch at Pad 02B, and we'll hopefully have the crew tower ready. It doesn't really matter. We'll see you there. I was Eric McCander, Head of Management at Phantom Corporation.
And I was Laura Starr, Head of Propulsion at Aurore Space.